Your turn.
My turn. Next up we have chemtrails. Some of these theories, like I started out when I first started doing my research of chemtrails and stuff like that, I thought, do you know what, this is a legit possibility. And now I've listened to what scientists have to say as well, and I go, reflective surfaces.
Well, that being said, coming from a farming community, not that I'm a farmer, but so you've been swayed slightly in the other direction now?
A little bit, but I still...
So before you were like, that's totally viable.
Yeah.
The government's assholes. Like,
yeah.
I see that they're doing it. I can see it in the sky.
That's right.
We're going to get into chemtrails if you know what they are. Well, now that you've been swayed the other direction, I'll send you some links to some information to sway you back towards the chemtrail thing, because that's the exact path I went down.
Okay, cool. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Alright, so basically for anyone that doesn't know what chemtrails are,
it's not a snail trail.
It's not a snail trail. Now, everyone knows when you look at a plane in the sky, its engines can cause these clouds of smokes that come out the back of them, which is humid air hitting the cold air that comes out the back of the engines, and then it turns into crystal icicles and starts to fall from the sky. Right.
And it evaporates by the time it gets to the ground.
Yes.
And the heat and humidity is caused by the engines.
Yes, yeah.
And it's fog or steam.
Yeah.
It's just steam.
It's essentially what it is, yeah. So they call these trails that come out the back, they call them contrails or condensation trails.
But that works.
Makes perfect sense.
So far I'm following.
Yep. So there was an author and pilot by the name of Patrick Smith.
I feel like that name's made up.
It does sound like...
Patrick Smith.
Patty Smith. Yeah, it sounds a bit made up, doesn't it?
We'll see. I'll check into that.
So he says that these contrails also contain byproducts from engine exhausts, which makes perfect sense. So he says
byproducts of engine exhausts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, because they're coming out of the engine.
Well,
so, yeah.
and fuel.
Yeah.
So things like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfate particles, and soot come out the back ends of this with the cloud puffs. Some people point out that with the extra cloud coverage and all the other stuff that is in the clouds when they come out, that it could cause massive negative environmental implications.
Yeah.
Which, of course, all makes sense to do with fuels and stuff like that. Is it?
Yeah.
We're still burning off, carbon fuels and stuff, so it makes sense.
Because fossil fuels, that's why.
Yeah.
We'll always have them. They're always going to be there.
So, conspiracy theorists, sorry, I'm reading off paper too and I suck at it.
We did a whole lot of research.
There was a lot of research this morning.
We did probably like 4 hours of stuff before deciding to finally sit down and film this episode.
Yeah, it's been intense. It really has.
Camping.
Like camping. So conspiracy theorists have named these contrails chemtrails, suggesting that the government is possibly putting... Got something on my nose, haven't I?
Chuckle. Go ahead.
Suggesting that the government might be actually putting extra things into it as well.
In your research, now that I'm actually not going to ask that question because I felt like I was like stumping you because I'm not setting him up. I don't know if he's found this out or not.
Yep.
In your research, did it say why would they be putting those extra chemicals in the air?
Yes, I have got that in my list further a bit down. Yes, I have.
Excellent.
So they said that the government could potentially taking advantage of this phenomena to put in extra chemicals and stuff into the air.
With this mystery goal in mind that he will get into in a little bit.
Yes, I will. But the proof that this actually exists is because there are some people, they latch onto this so-called evidence that...
is it a photo?
No, this isn't a photo yet, but people that have experienced these chemtrails going overhead have then felt these flu-like symptoms after these chemtrails have gone overhead.
Okay. the chemtrails, that the only discernible or detectable thing that a chemtrail was overhead was that they saw it with their eyes, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not like it rains down chemicals on you.
That's right. But people also say that chemtrails are now lasting longer.
Okay.
Also,
who's the guy that's timing the chemtrails? Who's that guy?
I don't know. But this is apparently more proof the fact that chemtrails exist because they're hanging around longer.
Maybe it's just that we've destroyed our atmosphere.
I think it might be that. So, why is this being done?
I want to let you guys know that he worked really hard on making his little flip book.
I did.
He wrote a bunch of stuff up, and he pulled all those pages out of his notebook, and then he cut the bit off, and then he made it into a notebook.
I did. And it's working okay for me so far. I just wish my handwriting was a little better. Why didn't you just leave it in the
flippy notebook?
I should have.
Okay, wait, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Alright, so theory suggests that it is a way for the government to test out different new chemicals on a larger scale.
Big Pharma!
So, haven't necessarily said what it could possibly be testing, but apparently it's to test out on people the potentials of, I don't know, different chemical warfare or different...
It all sounds like having sex with monkeys to me, mate.
But they have also suggested that it could be used as a way to weed out the weak and the elderly.
Nature's weeding out the elderly. It's called getting old and dying. Leave them alone. Let them die. We're like, that guy's far too old. Let's poison him, and we will shave 2 days off his life. What is that about? Did you see anything about... when I first started hearing about chemtrails years and years and years ago, so probably about 15, give or take a few years, was when I was obsessed with that Coast to Coast with Art Bell, which we've talked about before. And one of the theories on chemtrails, one of the goals, or the final product of chemtrails, is that the government was using chemtrails to control weather.
Now that goes
Did you get into that?
HARP?
No.
Don't even want to go there.
I don't want to talk about HARP. But yeah, apparently that was one of the theories back then, that these conspiracy theorists, may have changed their tune slightly, because that was, like I said, almost 20 years ago. And the theory behind that was they were changing the weather for like mass food production and stuff like that. And also people were under the theory, were subscribing to the theory that so you could like jack up electricity costs and shit like that, like controlling things that someone would actually benefit from. So like 5 companies own everything. 5 companies in the world.
Yep.
Have you seen that pictograph?
No.
It's crazy. I'll send it to you.
Awesome.
We're not going to put it up in this episode. So yeah, that was one of the main things. They're controlling the weather so that they can control the crops and so that they can control utility prices and all that stuff. So anyway, I was just wondering if they're still banging on about that, or...
Well, there's photographic proof.
Oh yeah.
The fact.
Oh, look at it! I believe.
So apparently, tanks inside of a aeroplane means that chemtrails do exactly 100% exist.
So those tanks in that photo. What about that photo proves that that's what those tanks are full of?
Look at those tanks.
Look at them.
At those tanks.
I
they are
think they look like
tanks.
I think they look like they have an organic fertilizer in them, because they also use tanks like that to fertilize crops.
And that's exactly right.
Locusts and and actually, side note, and this is slippery slope, so we'll get into this some other time. They also use tanks like that, to disperse pig feces. Yeah. Anyway,
Okay.
Because pig farming is actually really, really bad for the environment. They create a whole lot of waste.
Yeah.
But anyways. And that's how they get rid of it. They just spray it everywhere with those kind of tanks. So maybe it's not chemtrails. Maybe it's just pig shit.
Awesome. Tasty. So scientists have come back from this and said, killing off people, killing off elderly and stuff. It doesn't make sense because the way that the atmosphere distributes what they are talking about, all these chemicals,
The system with which, yeah.
it will make it near impossible for them to target a specific area and say, this is where we want it to go.
Not to mention a specific age group. Like, they're just going to chemtrail old folks' homes.
Well, I think the thing is, us fit fighters, we're supposed to just, get a little bit sick and not
But it's
really have it affect
evaporating.
us.
In theory, if you're using a contrail, it is evaporating before it breaks through the last level of the atmosphere. So it's not actually ever getting to us.
No, it's probably just floating
Just
in the
affecting the
atmosphere.
clouds.
Yeah.
So maybe it's in the rain. So 6 months later, the old people die because it's in the rain.
Yeah. Acid rain.
Weird. So weird.
Like-
So originally when we did this mindfuckery list, at the end of each topic we went, meh, if it's a possibility or not. So after doing your research on the chemtrails, what do you think?
I've gone from being a, oh yeah, definitely, to a, oh yeah, there's definitely a possibility. So I've gone from to...
I think it makes more sense that a chemtrail is used to control weather than it does to like kill out the weak and elderly, and probably the fabulas as well.
Oh yeah, no one wants them
They just
around.
they put it in the cosmopolitans.
Just like anthrax.
I think that the science behind a chemtrail, if you were using it to affect weather or something like that, makes sense because of where it's displaced, where the stuff is evaporating to control, for population control. I don't know if
I think there's better solutions to population control.
Yeah, like cancer and Alzheimer's and, what they did with the old HIV. Like, if those are the theory, if you want to jump onto a population control theory, don't pull my string on that. Don't do it. It's all having sex with monkeys, mate. So, anywho, so we're kind of like, meh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
If you have the right outcome, but what they're banging on about is not so great.
Yeah,
and
I think if I
their photographic evidence is weak.
Extraordinarily weak.
Yeah.
I think once again, if I went deeper, I could possibly go, oh yeah, 100% believe it. But from just the level of research that I did, yeah, there's a possibility.
And the thing is, with the internet, whatever conspiracy theory you're inclined to subscribe to already, very few people actually do research to change their own mind on something. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's exactly right.
So, because we're totally unbiased in this stuff. We're just presenting the information.
However, if you do want to find out more about chemtrails, science.howstuffworks.com is where I got my information from. So you can go and read that article there and find out more.
Yeah, and if you want to hear the truth about chemtrails, you can just join any kind of conspiracy message board or
there's lots out there,
discussion group or anything like that, and they will point you where they want you to go. So you will get the broad spectrum of all of it.